Yesterday, the government of Saskatchewan announced that the city of Lloydminster will be joining the rest of the province with Saskatchewan's reopening plan. And I'm joined now by Mayor Gerald Aalbers. Thank you for taking the time with me this morning. And can you just give me the city's reaction to the announcement?
Well, I think that there's been a great deal of discussion here at the city, certainly discussion with businesses for and against in the community, as we can appreciate from the perspective that it was important that we wanted to try and get our city again up to speed as quick as possible with the guidance from the government of Saskatchewan, the Chief Medical Health Officer. And there's been several discussions since last week's outbreak and cluster at the hospital, and we wanted to be sure that we did it the right way. And that was the feeling from the government of Saskatchewan, and the discussions we had with them was that I understand, I haven't spoken to the Chief Medical Health Officer, but talking to government officials, they felt that we were at a point that we could move forward, and we appreciate that very much.
And you mentioned tons of discussion has been taking place, and we are only 10 days removed from the announcement that there was an outbreak at the Lloydminster Hospital. Is there any concern that there could possibly be another outbreak here in the city?
Well, I think that there's always that concern. And let's go back to when Premier Moe and the government of Saskatchewan announced that there was a plan, a reopening plan. They said it would be fluid, it would be up for review on a regular basis. And I think that people have to keep that in their mind, that there's a possibility. I don't think anyone expected what happened, what was announced last week at our hospital. So that, I think, was one that sent a message. And it was first time in Saskatchewan that it was to that nature. So I think that people reacted accordingly from the government and from the health department, and said maybe we just need to step back a little bit. If people continue to follow the social distancing and the practices of keeping groups small and keeping them tight, as well as hand sanitizing and things like that, we're hoping, and I believe the government is in the same belief, that there won't be another outbreak or definitely a cluster. And the one challenge I've learned in the last week is an outbreak is one case. So, there's communities throughout Saskatchewan, a good portion of Saskatchewan, haven't had a case for weeks and weeks, and here we had several. So it was one of those processes that the government felt they had to work through, and I understand why they did what they did.
As you mentioned, that the situation will be closely monitored. The city of Lloydminster will remain under a state of local emergency, correct?
Absolutely, we'll be following the state of emergency laid out by the province of Saskatchewan, and following that along. And I think that this is going to be a stepped or phased approach. And I think that each phase will bring new challenges, but it will bring new opportunities. And I'm hoping the opportunities outweigh the challenges. And it again is going to be driven by the public. I can't say that enough. That if we don't have cases and people can refrain and follow the rules in place, it will be beneficial for everyone.
And Monday is the start of the reopening plan in Lloydminster. Can you take me through the schedule and how stuff will be continuing to open here?
So the information that I've been given and I can share is that it's an allowable reopening of what was known as the previously restricted medical services, dentistry, optometry, chiropractic services. I believe the massage therapists are not, but the physiotherapists are. So if you're looking for a massage, you'll have to wait, but you can contact your physiotherapist and make arrangements. So I think the important part is there's going to be a real change for people when they go to any one of those professions in the medical field on the 11th of May. They're going to be social distancing. You're going to see some different PPE requirements on their part, maybe as the patient's part, and things like that. So don't be surprised if you may have a little bit of a time to get your schedule to what you want, because with that, they're going to be ensuring safety is paramount. And you may find one person in the waiting room, you may not find anybody in the waiting room, as an example. So depending how they do their scheduling, I know that in discussions with various people, they were looking at all sorts of options to ensure the safety of their clients.
All right. Thank you again, Mayor. Really appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure, and thanks for conveying the news to people. And like I say, I appreciate that there are concerns in the community. We're aware of it. I certainly tell you the government of Saskatchewan's aware of it, and the government of Alberta. The people are listening. At the same time, they're trying to find a balance that works for all of us to try and move forward from where we have been. And I appreciate working with the government of Saskatchewan, the information they've provided to date through the medical department and all the other information that's flowed out in the last week. I hope people appreciate that. That's new information for all of us, and we'll take it in stride and go from there.